approval. The troops set to fan out across D.C. over the next week, the White House says, to protect federal assets and deter violent crime.
It's becoming a situation of complete and total lawlessness.
Even though crime statistics from the U.S. Attorney's Office in January said violent crime in D.C. was at a 30-year low, the police department says it was down 26% since last year. So why do this now?
Crime is going down. Going down from what? Going down from when? Crime is way too high in the district. And, you know, this namby-pamby response that, oh, crime is down. No, it isn't down for the people who are victimized by crime.
The head of the police union tells NBC News the crime stats have been manipulated, and any talk of a recent drop in crime is preposterous. Still, the D.C. City Council calls the federal police takeover a manufactured intrusion on local authority, and the mayor says it caught her off guard.
I don't want to minimize the intrusion on our autonomy.
The move comes after a former Doge employee was attacked during an attempted carjacking last week. Over the weekend, the president ordered the deployment of nearly 500 federal officers around the district, leading to several arrests.
You know, he's taking federal control of the police, and that's just not okay. I feel like these are the sorts of things that you start to see in dictatorships.
Trump has deployed federal resources to cities before, including thousands of National Guard troops this summer to Los Angeles to quell immigration protests. The president saying federal intervention in other cities like New York and Chicago could be next.
We're not going to lose our cities over this, and this will go further. We're starting very strongly with D.C., and we're going to clean it up real quick.
Gabe joins us now live from the White House. Gabe, there was another big headline today about the release of those Epstein grand jury transcripts. What happened?
Yes, Tom, a federal judge today denied the Justice Department's request to unseal grand jury materials in the criminal case of Ghislaine Maxwell, Epstein. The judge said that the grand jury materials do not identify anyone other than Epstein or Maxwell as having had sexual contact with a minor. Tom?
All right, Gabe, we thank you. We're learning more details about that high-stakes meeting between President Trump and Russian Vladimir Putin on Friday in Alaska. Here's Andrea Mitchell.
President Trump saying he's meeting with Russia to find out what he wants.
Probably in the first 2 minutes, exactly whether or not a deal can be made.
Sources tell NBC News the White House considered including Ukraine's president, but he is not invited.
He wasn't a part of it. I would say he could go, but he's gone to a lot of meetings. You know, he's been there for 3.5 years. Nothing happened.
Zelensky's fear that Trump and Putin will cut a deal without him.
I'm going to call up President Zelensky and the European leaders right after the meeting.
And Trump said he'll talk to Putin about land swaps. The key issue, how much land Russia now controls it can keep, and how much would go back to Ukraine.
Russia's occupied a big portion of Ukraine. They've occupied some very prime territory. We're going to try and get some of that territory back for Ukraine.
Tonight, Zelensky saying Putin is still bombing civilian areas and sees the Alaska summit as his personal victory. Russia's attacks did anger Trump recently.
We get a lot of votes thrown at us by Putin, for you want to know the truth.
But today he appeared frustrated with Zelensky for the war.
I get along with Zelensky, but, you know, I disagree with what he's done. Very, very severely disagree. This is a war that should have never happened.
If Putin and Trump agree to something that Zelensky can't agree to, and if Zelensky can't agree to it, the Europeans will not agree to it. The Europeans also be part of this.
Top Ukrainian official in the UK this weekend, and the Europeans and Zelensky have scheduled a video conference with President Trump and Vance on Wednesday. Tom?
All right, Andrew.